We have Steve.
Yes.
Very good friends. 5, 4,
I'm ready.
3, 2.
Someone once said you can get along in Hollywood knowing only 2 words, swell and lousy. And the word to describe Richard Crenna's acting ability has always been at least swell. Richard, tell us about the new NBC world premiere movie you're starring in.
Well, it's called The Day the Bubble Bursts, and it's a story of the 1929 stock market crash. And it's a very accurate depiction of what went on behind the scenes. It's in effect a docudrama. It's been very carefully researched and beautifully written. It's a story about people. And I think you know, some people might look at it and say, well, I don't want to hear about the stock market, but it's what happens behind the scenes, and I think that's what makes it an unusually exciting drama.
Is it about Black Tuesday itself?
It certainly is. Yeah, it builds up to October the 29th and what happened on that day. And I play a character that, if anyone could be called the villain in the piece, I am the villain in the piece. I play Jesse Livermore, who was a multi-millionaire financier who was a bear. He sold short, and on that day when everybody else was jumping out windows, Livermore made somewhere in the neighborhood of $25 million, as he had done throughout his career. He had weathered the crash of 1907, 1919, etc. And so was a man who was well positioned then to take advantage of other people's misfortune.
Who plays in the movie with you?
Well, I'll tell you, Frank, if I started to enumerate all of the actors, we'd be here until about Wednesday, and I'd miss somebody, and they'd get cranky with me. So if you just check the guide, and you'll find somebody that you just love in the cast, because it has a cast of hundreds. Wonderful actors, all of them.
You know, Richard, you said that you played the villain in this role, and you've done just about everything. It doesn't seem, I can remember the old I Love Lucy episode, and one of my favorite all-time movies, Wait Until Dark, and Grandpa Goes to Washington, all kinds of different vehicles. There doesn't seem to be a typical role for Richard Crenna.
Well, I think that's true, Frank. I think the reason I'm still around is my so-called versatility. I've been able to escape that kind of typecasting that unfortunately comes to a lot of very good actors. And as a result, I bounce from villains to good guys and back to villains again. And it's been fun. It's a lot of fun to be able to do that. And fortunately, I'm also one of the people that for some reason has been able to go from drama to comedy.
Indeed.
And that also is great fun.
Indeed. Tell the Midwestern audience now something about your background.
Well, I'm a rarity here in Los Angeles. I'm a native son. I was born and raised in Los Angeles. I never left California and just stumbled into acting as a career. I often wonder what I would have done had I ever made a choice.
What were you heading toward when you stumbled into acting?
I was 11 years old, and I sometimes wonder if I had decided to grow up and be something, what would I have been? Because I was in school, I was going to junior high school, and the dramatics teacher suggested that a group of us go across the street to a local radio station and audition for a show, which became the Boy Scout Jamboree, and I did it for 17 years.
Fantastic. Our audience is delighted you turned out to be an actor and director, and all the best to you.
Thank you very much.
Richard Crenna is Frank Bussone in Hollywood. Thank you so much.